Hello, this is Alistair Beaumont, the Heretic Hermit, I'm not bringing you anything, doing a reading today. But this is part 4 of my series of explaining the general idea of how I memorize phrases or words to explain to you how I have come up with a method to read the cards. Your method is going to vary. The meanings of your cards are probably going to vary. And the way you go about it is probably going to vary, but that's the point. This is, after all, an art form. So what I'm doing is just merely an example you can use to find your own way through your cards. So without further ado, here comes the cups. New love or an offering. Either the lack of new love, which means the object of your affection is not going anywhere, or the love that you have tried, you'll be turned down, basically, or the idea of the end of it, missing an offer. Romance, and this one's broad, because most people would like to think that romance specifically has to do with love itself, but I always refer, when I'm talking to my clients lately, about the idea of one of my favorite video game series back in the day was Romance of the Three Kingdoms, because I'm a huge strategy fan. And that just suggested the romance between 3 different kingdoms was filled with blood and fighting and treachery and also marriage and all the rest of it. So romance for me means just the interaction between 2 people. And in this case, it would be positive. In this case, it would be negative. Celebration, or the coming together of 3 people for a positive bond or union or meeting or agreement. A lack of celebration. So a celebration, whatever the event is, there's no way you can celebrate. So basically things go bad. It's also the dissolution of a friendship. Indecision. Decision. Loss. And its resolution. Nostalgia, or the past. Forgetting the past, or a lack of nostalgia. The gambler's wish, which simply means taking a risk and having it working out, or having it fail. Wanderlust, or the end of it. The wish card. Make a wish and your wish shall be granted, or gratification, or acceptance. And this time your wish didn't get fulfilled, or you won't be gratified and you won't get what you want. Happiness. Unhappiness. As I've already mentioned in the first 3 points, in case you skipped ahead and just wanted to watch one section of it, specifically the cups were interested, when it comes to the courts represent people or events. So therefore, the meanings fluctuate depending on the readings you're doing. Why I decided to do this in every single section is because if you only wanted to refer to one section, you might find me saying something in this section that I didn't say in the others, and vice versa. Which is why some of the lengths of these videos varies depending, because sometimes I get carried away and prattle on about things that come to mind while I'm busy explaining stuff. So in this case, it's the same as the other cases. You're probably not going to, I would imagine almost nobody would agree with certain of my interpretations, especially when it comes to the courts, because they vary. But I'm going to show you the general idea of them anyway. So here goes. Innocence. Lack of innocence. Also works for an offering. Lately I've decided this can also be the idea of somebody making you an offer. And somebody making you an offer that isn't on the level. But again, interpretation. Change of heart. Positive. Change of heart. Negative. A nurturing, loving, feminine source of feminine energy. A cruel, cold, bitter source of feminine energy. A kind, caring, compassionate person. King, male, source of male energy. Or a cold, cruel, bitter source of male energy. So that takes care of part 4. Only one part left. should be upside down. You know, if I had better editing software, or maybe if I had an editor, you'd see better edited videos. But as it stands right now, so far in my online career, I haven't been fortunate enough to afford the equipment necessary to do long-term editing and still be able to get all these videos out for you and do my job of doing readings for people all day. So I edit when I can, but most of the time I just leave the mistakes in there because I like to be honest with you. It's like I feel better when people are just honest. So take it or leave it as you will. Anyway, that concludes part 4. Moving on to the final part 5, which will be the Pentacles, of course. I hope this has been educational, helpful, or entertaining for you. May the universe guide you to prosperity and happiness, and I will be seeing you.